You're sitting there angry, staring at your life, wondering why the hell it's not clicking. You're putting in the work, grinding day in and day out, pouring your soul into it, and still you're stuck. Nothing's moving the way you planned. You're looking around, seeing others winning, and you're asking, why not me? Why am I still fighting for scraps? Where's my breakthrough? That frustration's eating you alive, and now doubt's creeping in like a thief in the night. You're questioning your hustle, your worth, your abilities, and worst of all, you're starting to wonder if God's even got a plan for you. But let me hit you with a truth. Most people are too weak to grasp. God knows exactly what he's doing, and he's not playing games. You don't have what you want right now because you're not ready for it. Yeah, that burns. Your ego's screaming, I'm built for this. I deserve it now. But that's the line between legends and losers. Winners get that the struggle isn't a curse, it's a crucible. It's not God holding you back. It's him forging you into something unbreakable. Think about it. You've seen those clowns who win the lottery and blow it all in a year. Or those crypto kids who hit it big, flex on social media for a few months, then vanish into obscurity. Why? Because they got the prize before they were ready. No character, no discipline, no spine. Easy come, easy go. God's not about to let you fumble your blessing like that. He's not going to hand you success just so it can destroy you. That's why you're still in the fight. That's why the big win hasn't landed. If you got everything you're praying for today, millions in the bank, power, respect, the whole package, would you even know how to handle it? You think you would, but let's be real. Most people would screw it up. You'd make dumb decisions, trust snakes, blow cash on stupid things, and within a year, you'd be worse off than you are now. God's making you wait because he's making you strong enough to carry what's coming. He's building you into someone who can hold the weight of success without crumbling. Look at the greatest warriors in history, Navy SEALs, elite fighters, the best of the best. They don't just walk into battle. They go through hell first, grueling training, sleepless nights, pain that breaks lesser men. Why? Because without that fire, they'd fold under pressure. You're in God's boot camp right now. Every setback, every rejection, every moment you feel stuck. That's him sharpening you, toughening you up, preparing you for the war ahead. But here's where most people fail. They can't handle the training. They quit too soon. They start whining, why me? Why is this taking so long? Instead of embracing the grind, they reject the process, and that's why they stay stuck. That's why they never touch greatness, because they don't have the balls to trust God's timing. You need to wake up. If you don't have it yet, it's because you're still being shaped. Give up now, and you don't just lose the reward. You lose the man you're supposed to become. Success isn't just about money, power, or status. It's about becoming someone who can handle those things without breaking. The process is brutal. It's designed to break you down, to expose every weakness, every insecurity, every crack in your foundation. It forces you to face the parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. Your laziness, your impatience, your lack of discipline. And that's exactly why you need it. Because when you come out the other side, you won't just have success. You'll be a machine. Unshakable, unstoppable, but only if you don't quit. Most people want the shortcut. They want the results without the work. They dream of waking up with the money, the cars, the respect, all without the years of sacrifice, the late nights, the grind that makes you question everything. But that's not how God rolls. He doesn't hand out blessings to people who aren't ready. He rewards the ones who show up day after day, proving they can carry the load. Ask yourself, are you really ready for what you're chasing? Have you put in the work to sustain it? Or are you just chasing the fantasy of success without the foundation to back it up? Because here's the cold truth. The waiting is the plan. The delay isn't a denial, it's a setup. God's not screwing you over. He's testing you. He's seeing if you've got the grit to keep going when everything feels stacked against you. This is where the weak get weeded out. They hit a few obstacles and decide the dream's dead. They convince themselves it's not meant for them. So they give up. Right before the breakthrough, right before it all clicks, right before God swings the door wide open. That's the devil in your head, playing you like a fool, whispering that you should settle, that you're not cut out for this. And most people buy it. They let fear and doubt win. They walk away from their destiny because it got too hard, but not you, not this time. You're going to lock in and trust the process. You're going to keep pushing, no matter how heavy it gets. You're going to have faith that every struggle, every failure, every moment you feel like you're drowning, it's all leading you to exactly where you're meant to be. If you can't handle the pain, you don't deserve the prize. If you can't embrace the grind, you'll never reach the top. When you finally get there, you'll see why it took so long. You'll look back at the sleepless nights, the doubts, the moments you wanted to throw in the towel, and you'll realize God was right all along. The question is, are you tough enough to trust Him? What if everything you're going through is exactly what you need? What if the frustration, the delays, the endless obstacles, they're all God's way of making you a beast? Instead of trusting that, you're sitting there doubting, letting impatience and fear choke your potential. Rise above it. Own the process. Step into the future God's already mapped out for you. This is where the weak crumble and the strong dominate. This is where God sees what you're really made of. Right now, you've got a choice. Trust His plan or let doubt steal your future. The only thing holding you back is you. Your whining, your impatience, your refusal to see the struggle as a gift. Every second you spend asking, why isn't it happening, is a second you could be building the man who's ready for it. If success dropped in your lap today, could you handle it? The responsibility, the pressure, the constant demands. Most people think they can, but they're lying to themselves. They can't even control their own emotions, their own habits, their own focus. That's why God's got you in the fire. He's burning out the weak parts so when the time comes, you don't just survive success, you own it. Look at the greats. Moses wandered in the desert for 40 years before he led a nation. Joseph was sold into slavery, thrown in a dungeon, forgotten for years before he ran Egypt. David was anointed king as a kid, but spent years on the run, hunted like a dog, before he took the throne. Why? Because God doesn't put untested men in charge. If you're still struggling, you're still in the forge. You're being shaped into someone who can handle what's coming. The only way you lose is if you quit. If you let frustration fool you into thinking the process isn't working, if you let doubt make you walk away from a destiny that's already yours, you just haven't earned it yet. The real test isn't whether you can handle success. It's whether you can handle the weight. Can you keep grinding when it feels like nothing's moving? Can you stay disciplined when doubt's screaming in your ear? Can you keep faith when you can't even see the finish line? If you can trust God's plan when it feels like the world's against you, then listen up. God's never late. He's never wrong. He sees the whole chessboard while you're staring at one piece. He knows what lessons you need, what weaknesses need to be burned away, what strength you need to build, and He knows the exact moment to deliver what you've been fighting for. Don't be the guy who quits right before the win. Don't be the guy who lets impatience rob him of greatness. Every hardship, every closed door, every moment you feel like giving up, it's all part of the plan. God's not denying you, He's preparing you. He's making you into someone who can't just achieve success but sustain it. The process is your proving ground. It's where you show the world and yourself what you're made of. Most people can't handle it. They crack under the pressure, they run from the pain, they give up when it gets too real. But you're not most people. You're going to wake up tomorrow and decide, God, I'm all in. I trust your timing and I'm not stopping. That's when everything shifts. That's when the struggle stops being your enemy and becomes your greatest weapon. The winners in life don't dodge the grind, they dominate it. They don't just endure the process, they embrace it. And if you can do that, if you can trust God's plan and keep pushing through the fire, one day, not today, not tomorrow, but one day you'll stand at the top. Look back at everything you've been through and say, now I get it. You'll see why every tear, every failure, every moment of doubt was necessary. You'll see why God made you wait, because when you finally get there, you won't just be successful, you'll be untouchable. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to keep doubting, keep fighting the process, keep letting fear hold you back? Or are you going to rise up, trust God, and become the man you were always meant to be?